is titled Inclusive Education and is assignment 2 for the course EDFA 5500, which is submitted in partial fulfillment for the Diploma in Education program at the University of the West Indies. The members of this group are Anna Roberts, Arlena Dedier-Davis, Kristoffer Edwards, Isaac Budai, and Natalie Duncan.
Yeah. Let's push the passport. She first choice. Well, this is fantastic. When I come home today, no weekend, she took my white shoes there. This is fantastic news. Just hold on. I see you good friend here. Hold on.
Hey,
how you doing? It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you.
Same.
I know there's some wonderful news here. The girl passport, she first choice in
school. Congratulations. I'm happy to hear that, man.
Thank you.
Well, it was nice to see you.
I know your child was writing too.
Isaac did right. He passed for East High.
East High?
Yeah.
Oh, that's one of the under 30% schools.
It's 30% and under, yes.
Right.
But guess what? I'm not too disheveled about it. I know that them children and them at that school, you just get the attention from the principal.
Right.
Yeah. The principal kind of changed from that teacher focus now to the student focus and thing now, no.
So you're not letting them repeat?
No. Okay. And they will focus on the extracurricular activity.
Okay.
And you know my boy, he like his football and things. So I'm sending him.
Okay.
He go try, man. Because the teachers will focus on the students. Once I push at my child, he can make it still, man. He will come out with his passes. Yeah? Yeah.
Right.
The problem is bus transportation in Sandy Grande. Oh gosh. Walking or
Yeah, I walking.
All right.
All right.
About East High Secondary School. East High Secondary School, located in a semi-rural area of Sandy Grande, serves as a vital educational institution within its community. As a government school, it caters to a diverse population of approximately 750 students, predominantly comprising individuals from East Indian and Afro-Trinidadian backgrounds. East High Secondary School has been in existence for over 20 years and is one of the 3 secondary schools in the area. Despite its continued success in areas of sports and athletics, the school is referred to as a remedial institution. At East High Secondary School, there are a number of issues that hinders inclusion both directly and indirectly. These issues include socioeconomic challenges, limited accessibility, the use of assistive technology, lack of support staff, as well as untrained teachers and resistance to change. The stakeholders within this presentation are 3 in number, namely the principal, teacher, and librarian. The principal was chosen due to their role as policy implementer and advocates for an equitable learning environment. We see the principal as a strong decision maker, one that is responsible for ensuring that resources are allocated to meet the diverse needs of students. The teacher is seen as a pivotal stakeholder in promoting inclusion. Their role extends beyond delivering curriculum content, and they are facilitators, advocates, and creators of inclusive learning environment. The librarian, as a vital stakeholder, is one responsible for curating resources, creating accessible learning environment, and facilitating equitable access to information. Their role goes beyond managing bookshelves. They serve as gatekeepers to knowledge and play a pivotal part in supporting students with diverse needs, including those with physical and learning disabilities.
The next thing we are on the agenda this afternoon, the ministry will be sending 2 students. They will be starting next year, and they are Form 4 students. One has a physical disability, he's on a wheelchair, all right, and we have a young lady, she is diagnosed with a learning disability, if I'm not mistaken, yes? Now, the parents have already disclosed what we can share with staff. So, you all, if you look into your folder, That second page will show you all information concerning these two students that they are sending. They will be Form 4 students, like I said. And let me just jump in here and say, sir?
Yes, miss?
He will be doing PE.
Miss, I don't know how I'm going to integrate that child, you know.
Well, the good news is, even though he's on a wheelchair, he is a table tennis student, all right? He's doing table tennis. That is his sport. And as far as I understand, he's excellent at it.
Miss Walters.
He will be, 1 second, he will be an addition to our school and he will make our school proud in that sport. All right, so let us embrace it. Go ahead,
Miss
Miss.
Walters, with all due respect, why are we taking these students? Are we just taking them to say that we have two special needs students in our school? Or is it because you trying to follow suit with the Ministry of Education new inclusion policy that they're trying to piggyback on from internationally?
Teachers, why are we here? Why are we here? What is our purpose?
To get paid.
Amen.
I mean,
Yes,
to
it might be
educate
for
is the
some.
main thing, miss.
But that is it.
these
Now,
are the
let me ask
resources.
you a question. These children have not chosen to be in this predicament that they are in. And it is our job as teachers not to discriminate, but to accept all students so that they can get a fair chance at education. We want a better world in the future, right? This is our purpose here.
What she's saying is really true, you know?
Yeah, but they could send them somewhere else, send them here.
Listen to me. If it is that I challenge each department to come up with a strategic plan as to how we can facilitate these two students and make them feel included in every aspect of our school culture, that would be really nice. And do note, I am going to accommodate you all teachers. When you're planning the next timetable, all right? See if each teacher could get at least 2 free periods on an afternoon. And I will try my best to give you all those afternoons where you can utilize it as you see fit, simply by you giving your best, your all. What you all think about
I could
that?
look at that, miss. I think I could look at that.
I will try.
It might be hard, but
It's a give and take. It's a give and take. All right? So let's see how best we can make this work. Yes?
Sounds good.
All right, next.
Based on the challenge put forward by the principal, let's look at inclusion and the teacher and what it has to offer.
The physical education department has come up with 3 strategies that we will use to include our students. The first one, including diverse materials. So according to Snyder et al., resources can include personal resources, learning materials, and special resources. Some of those resources are classrooms, books, educational gadgets, computers, and availability of programs to include the learner. According to Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory, individuals are influenced by their environment. So for example, their family, their school, their community. So by getting to know that student, I would be able to include them better. So some ways I can use Bronfenbrenner's theory to include that student is finding out from the form teacher what the students like, what they dislike, how they learn, in order to help me. Also, I would need to know the student's background and history. So the second strategy I'll be using is the inclusion of group work. This fosters inclusivity, develops soft skills, and helps build communication skills. The constructivist theory by Vygotsky and Piaget states that learners construct their understanding of the world through their interactions with the environment and others. So some ways I can apply Vygotsky's and Piaget's teachings are having peer support. So students helping each other with certain tasks to help foster inclusion. Providing opportunities for social interaction and collaboration. So have activities where students work together. And also team building, which is very important because this builds confidence and self-esteem of the group and the individual that is being targeted. So have activities inside or outside where we have students working together at all times. The last strategy I will be using is one that requires us to work with you, the principal. So according to Bradsford et al., to realize education reforms, teachers should be equipped with professional knowledge, skills, for implementing positive beliefs about the reform and inclusion process. So we are willing to go to any workshop that the Ministry of Education is having to further give us that knowledge of inclusion. This will then better equip us to deal with any student that will be given for future classes.
Based on the challenge put forward by the principal, let's look at inclusion and the librarian and what they have to offer.
Good day, Ms. Walters. These are your librarians. Most people think that a librarian is someone who is synonymous with books, shelves, and telling children to keep quiet. Our job description, however, entails far more than that. Librarians can be considered as information specialists, reading advisors, and program administrators. As librarians, we can promote an inclusive environment by ensuring that the library is welcoming for all students, especially those who have physical and learning disabilities. What can librarians do to really make our library more inclusive? We can make an application of the psychological theory known as Maslow's hierarchy of needs in our library context. Librarians can work with administrators to ensure that the basic physical necessities are met to accommodate all students in an equitable manner. Wheelchair access and other relevant accommodation ensure that differently able students are adequately catered to in a well-lit and safe environment. More 2024 states that the inclusive library provides access to technology in an ethical and equitable way for students. Librarians can work with teachers to ensure that the library is well stocked with the relevant notes, books, journals, and digital material to cater to students who have diverse physical and learning needs. The removal of these barriers allows students to progress to their highest forms of self-actualization.
Pastors 2014 state that children should learn in the same learning environment and schools must respond to the diverse needs of students. The school library can be seen as a practical application of a Godspeed zone of proximal development. In other school contexts, students with learning disabilities can be given material, books, assignments that more closely facilitate their needs and meet them at their level. They can be given assignments in different forms that can scaffold their development progressively. Students with the peer group can also add their inputs and further assist others in the welcoming and inclusive library environment. As librarians, we can further facilitate development by hosting workshops aimed at improving literacy or helping students become more familiar with technology within the library space. Another way to achieve inclusion is by adopting a universal design of learning approach, also referred to as UDHL approach, for meeting the needs of students. According to Cornell University, UDL is a teaching approach which accommodates the needs and ability of all learners. Robinson 2017 published a study where he utilized the UDL for a group of special needs students working on a school multimedia project. Modifications were made to the research process which aligned with students' ability. This led to students learning more using this constructivist approach as compared to a more traditional methods. In other school contexts, the UDL approach would allow a range of opportunity for representation, engagement, and expression. Provision of relevant notes, books, journals, videos, charts, etc. ensure information is presented in a manner that accommodates diverse learners like students with dyslexia or ADHD. The library can be used to show presentation and use manipulatives that actively engage students, allowing students to use different expression styles such as audio, video, and digital integration also cater for different students' expression. These approaches would help students to feel included and help to reduce and ultimately eradicate any learning gap that may exist.
And the principal, let's take a look at what inclusion and the principal has to offer.
In Understanding the TNT Inclusive Education Policy 2009, page 5, as a principal, I understand that I play a pivotal role in affecting the climate and attitude and reputation of the school. Philosophy of inclusion is to create and foster a place where all can feel a sense of belonging, where everyone has the opportunity to participate and ensure that they reach their full and true potential. After meeting with the management team to help mitigate any issues, we came up with a need assessment plan. Our first priority was the health and safety of our students, which is in accordance with the Education Act 39(1) and is also the lowest tier of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. A report to SIMS, School Infrastructure Management System, was made to assist with infrastructure such as ramps and bathrooms to facilitate wheelchairs. We weren't able to get the ramps in time, so we had a school fundraiser where we purchased the material and we contracted Ministry of Works to do the labor. Cafeteria and classrooms arrangement needs were accommodated. Even special rooms such as the library were made accessible. Request was made to SSS, Student Support Service Division, for support in addition to a guidance counselor and a social worker to lend support. In evacuation plan, an adult was assigned to each student to assist in their safety in case of an emergency. We embraced our special need students that came into East High Secondary School. We sensitized our teachers. We followed up by allowing them to have teacher training and capacity building. Teachers received training on inclusive practices, differentiated instruction, and strategies for supporting diverse learners. Workshops and professional development programs are regularly organized by the MOE, and my teachers were able to take part in such. Right, this helped to develop them. We also took an approach of having awareness campaigns in our school to sensitize our students so that they know how to encourage and include students that came in and any other students in the future or persons that they may meet. I took the part of employing progressivism, education philosophies, as it is geared towards promoting a student-centered approach and active learning that can align with the needs and culture of East High Secondary. I also employ the use of behaviorism approach to modify behavior in the desired direction. Positive reinforcement is used by giving teachers incentives such as allowing middle management to create a timetable where each teacher gets a free afternoon so that they can leave early. This display of appreciation for their dedication encourages teachers to work beyond their time to ensure their charges' education needs are met. Some philosophies embraced and adopted as a principle is 1. All children have the right to an education. 2. Lobbying for equality for all. 3. Creating a sense of belonging. 4. Celebrating the diverse community we have. And 5. Collaborating always with the teachers, librarians, social workers, safety officer, the aides assigned to the School of East High to solve problems and monitor solutions.
We understand that the journey towards inclusive education is not merely a goal, but a commitment to fostering an environment where every learner, regardless of their background or abilities, can thrive. As we move forward, we strongly believe that the approaches highlighted in this presentation would ensure that East High Secondary School is not only accessible, but also enriching for all students. We believe that together we can build a brighter future.